Okay, so as it is the international break now, I thought we would have a look at five of the main things we have learned about Manchester United this season. Okay, so number one, we have trusted players letting us down. Last year, Manchester United, as with every team, we had a standout group of players. Some players really excelled last season, and they're not doing it this season. And when the big players don't show up, we don't get the results. We're very reliant on a couple of players to really take us out of hold at times last season. Those players, of course, we're going to have Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Rafael Varane, and Lisandro Martinez. You could probably add Luke Shaw into that list as well. So let's have a quick rundown through these players. Rashford, 30 goals last season, only one goal so far this year. His form has gone off a cliff. He looks so unconfident. A lot of bad decisions, either passing when he should shoot, shooting when he should be passing, running into traffic, trying to overcomplicate things. It's not been good enough for Marcus Rashford. It really hasn't. The main source of goals last season, he's only got one so far this year. Of course, then we got Casemiro, a player who came in last year. The cement between the stones is what Erik Ten Hag called him, the one who gave us this stability. And look at what happened last year when Casemiro was injured or suspended. Manchester United, we fell apart time and time again. But this year it looks completely different. I don't know what has changed in the last 6 months, but his performances have not been good enough. He's making silly mistakes on the ball, not picking up the runners into the box. He's not doing the fundamentals of his job correctly in that midfield area, and it's really, really hurting Manchester United. I don't know what the problem is. Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it he's declining as he's getting older? It might be all three of those. But I think Ten Hag has a big decision to make on Casemiro. Look, I'll put Luke Shaw, I'll put Varane into the same category. Both players very, very injury prone this season. Luke Shaw's been out pretty much from week one. Varane has picked up two knocks now. Sandro Martinez as well. There was questions about the form. I think it's coming down to the injury. That's why he's re-aggravated it. He's out for 2 to 3 months at this point. And those are five of Manchester United's best players last year, either not playing well whatsoever or being injured and unavailable. Number two, we have the manager, Erik Ten Hag. He is causing some of his own problems at the club. Now, in a lot of regards, I completely am behind Erik Ten Hag. I think he's being strong. I think he's being ruthless with the likes of Jadon Sancho. He's laying down the law. We're seeing it with Casemiro. We're seeing it a little bit with Marcus Rashford. Maybe it should be more, but definitely to me, Erik Ten Hag is laying down the letter of the law at the club, but he is making mistakes. I think he could completely drop Casemiro. He could drop Marcus Rashford. I think that makes a big difference. He's going to have decisions to make on Andre Onana. He has to look towards the future as well. What happens with the likes of Casemiro and Varane this season? Big question marks over some of the players we signed this summer and last summer. Onana not hit the ground running, been really poor at times. Anthony not really living up to expectations. Christian Eriksen looks like he might be past his best as well. We couple that as well with Mason Mount coming in, not hitting the ground running. Now his form has improved, but Erik Ten Hag has big decisions to make. He has to improve his own game as well. But I think Erik Ten Hag can turn this around. But make no mistake about it, he has work to do, decisions to make, and he's got to get them right for the safety of his job and for the rest of our season, because we are on a cliff edge right now. If we don't get it right after this international break, we could be looking at a very long, very disappointing season. Then third, we have Rasmus Hojlund, a guy signed for £72 million in the summer. Looks so talented, so much potential in this player. Only 20 years old, 3 goals in the Champions League already. Champions League top goal scorer. He's been starved of service, but he could have had more goals. It's not his fault. He has a goal ruled out for offside. For the ball going out, he would possibly have 5 or 6 goals at this point, if not for some marginal calls. But Rasmus Hojlund is one of the very few bright lights in what has been a very, very poor 2 months of Manchester United season, and I'm looking forward to see what Hojlund's going to do throughout the rest of the year. I think he is the shining light at the moment, and the more service we give him, the more goals he's going to get us in return. Number 4, we have drama. There has been nothing but drama around Manchester United this season, from taking the captaincy from Harry Maguire, from De Gea going, Onana coming in, not hitting the ground running, from the Sancho situation, which is still ongoing, to the Anthony situation, which we do not know how that's going to pan out in the long term. There's been drama every single week at Manchester United. And let's not forget, guys, the takeover itself is not even anywhere near done at this point. It's been a dramatic season. Manchester United have been in the headlines for good, for bad, and for the worse this season so far. Hopefully, we can improve upon that, have some quiet weeks, slowly build up some form, maybe then attack the rest of the season. Finally, we have learned that Manchester United's season as a whole is really on a cliff edge. Manchester United feel like a club on a cliff edge in general with this takeover. If it happens, that's going to give us a massive boost. It's going to change things for the better at Manchester United. But it really is on a cliff edge, guys. It really, really is. From top to bottom, a couple of losses, we could be out of the top 4 race. We could be out of the Champions League. We could be out of the Carabao Cup. And then what are we playing for this season? If we pick up the wins, we build up some form, we can go on a run. I'm very confident of that. I think the match against Brentford, the 2-1 win, that has to be a turning point in the season. If it does not come now, it's not going to come at any point. But like, Manchester United gotta improve. And if we can go on a run, I still think there's enough quality in this team. I don't think we're a bad side from last year to this year. I feel like there's a lot of players playing badly, a lot of players injured, of course, 17 already this year. But what we can say is Manchester United are well and truly playing beneath themselves at this moment in time. If we get up to where we should be, I think we can go on a run. I think we can finish high up the league table, maybe compete for a Carabao or an FA Cup, go further in the Champions League. But we are on a cliff edge right now. It can go one way or another. And it's only going to be down to time to find out what happens for the rest of this season. All right, guys, those are the 5 things that I've noted so far. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And as always, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe if you guys are new and want to join in with the community. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.